Morning, guys. In fact, I'm sorry I've been off for a while. Had a lot of other things I need to take care of. But it's something that caught my attention these last couple of months that I want to kind of harp on a little bit. So, back to love. It's dealing with parents and children. I don't know if y'all been paying a lot of attention to what's going on in society with parents and their children. I've noticed an uptick in violence within the home. I've noticed that the mother I just know this month, matter of fact, where a mom removed her daughter from this earth. They got in arguments around like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what it's about, and she removed her. Not only that, I've seen a lot of things going on where the kids are removing their parents from this earth. So it's getting out of hand right now. So I want to kind of have a conversation like this. Looking around, I know kids are turning against their parents are turning against their kids. What's happened to the bond of love? What is going on where we're not loving our children enough to communicate with them, and our children be able to communicate with us as parents? There's a breakdown somewhere in this area. There's a breakdown. It must be fixed. What has happened is turned into a battlefield of resentment. The dinner table is no longer a place for connection, but now filled with tensions, word that should bring healing, not bring harm. Silence that should often offer peace now feels like punishment. We are drifting slowly and painfully into a place where misunderstandings reign supreme. I'm serious about this. Misunderstandings are really at its highest right now. But let's be clear. The division Cold War between generations is not natural. It is not destiny. It is not pain unhealed. It is love unspoken. It is fear disguised as pride. Sometimes as parents, we forget what it feels like to be young. They forget the pressure, the confusion, the need to be seen, not as a project to be fixed, but as a person to understand. Kids understand we have sacrificed so much of our dreams for them. We would always have these silent prayer for our children to make sure they're better than we were. But somewhere I feel within society, we have dropped that ball where we are not having a conversations with our children. We hear them, we are not listening to them. We are kind of like, okay, I hear you, and we keep moving forward without actually sitting down and communicating with our child. We have to get back to this. We have to get better as parents. Even though we can be upset with our kids, because they're kids too, but they're human. We are human. This is not parent versus child. This is pain versus healing, ego versus empathy, stubbornness versus surrender. You don't need more rules. You need more conversations. We don't need more blame. We need more listening. There's no shame in saying, I was wrong as a parent. It may dig into your ego a little bit, but as a parent, if you are wrong, you tell your child, I apologize to you because I was wrong for what I've said to you that hurt you. Tell it to your child. Don't hold it. Let them know. And you be the apologetic one by saying, hey, I made the mistake. I apologize to you. But there's power in saying, I miss you. There's healing in saying, I love you, even when we don't agree. You can agree to disagree. That's life. But if you don't agree on everything, that's fine. Let it go. Come back the next day and say, hey, I understand what you're saying. Communicate it better the next day. Don't try to do it right then, because sometimes it's a heated argument going on, and you don't want to get into a confrontation like that. But if you are a parent, remember your child are not your enemy. They are a reflection of the love you poured out, and sometimes the hurt you never meant to cause. If you are a child, you remember your parents are not perfect. They're not. They're just humans just like you are. They are people who once stood in your shoes, trying their best with what they knew. We must break the cycle. We can choose love over pride. We can say what's hard and forgive what's heavy. Let's stop building walls and start building bridges. And the thing I want to say, guys, is this. We got to get back to actually, I'm not saying physically, like eat together at a table. It's a figure of speech. Come back to the table with your children. And meaning by saying it, have a conversation with them and bring them all to the table. Let's communicate. Let's talk about what is going on in your life. I want to know if there's something going on between you and I, we need to fix it. Because you don't want to, if you got to understand the society we're in now, kids are a little bit more different than we were growing up. You can't come at a kid hot. You come in hot to a young child, you can best believe they coming hot at you. And what's going to happen? These two tempers going to keep beating against each other, and the unthinkable is going to happen to one of the two. I witnessed it too much. If you pick up the YouTube and look at it, you see it. You see it. You got to be careful as a parent how you come in to talk to your child. And my thing to you too as well. Let me get back for a minute. It starts at an earlier age. You can't wait till the individual is up to 12 and 13 and you're trying to check them or discipline them, it's not going to work. It's too late at that point. You have let that whatever it is grow, and grow. And also you can also throw in social conditions that lead to fractures in the home. A lot of stuff out there in society, kids get involved with, bring back into the house, and it tears the house apart. But you, as a parent, have to know how to deal with it, how to come at him or he or she in a way that's correct that you can bring their attention to your level, or you get to their level, I'm sorry, get down to their level and explain to them, hey, this is wrong what you're doing. This is not how we do things. Reroute the situation by having a calmer force when you're communicating to your child. Because I understand the phrase that my father used to tell us when I was young. He would say this, and I understood what he meant as well. Son, brought you in here, and I'll take you right up out of here. And I understood as I got older because he was very serious about that. I can assure you that. You can see it in his eyes. But we're in a different society now, total different world now, where things you used to do, you cannot do. You can't. That's why now you need more communication in the home, no more hands on kids. Call communication. Talk to your children. Have a conversation. Let your children hear you out. And when they start talking, you be quiet and let them, and you hear them out. Break that friction in the home. And that's like I was saying before, because at the end of the day, a family's not about being perfect. It's about coming back to the table, coming back to each other, and coming back to love. And if no one's willing to go first, then you go first. You're the parent. You're the adult. You start the conversation off first. Be the one that breaks the silence. Send a text to soften the voice, to reach across that invisible line and say, let's start over. Let's start this over again. Let's kind of start from scratch, and let's work towards our goals as a family and to fix what's going on. And I want to end this off by saying this as well. You make sure you say this right here. You tell your children or your child, if we have one, I love you and I need you. I always will make you first in my life. I still love you. I'll never stop. And let love win again, because it may be a little too late. You let it keep going on like it's going. It'll be too late to put love in the place of what's actually going on in your home. So let love be that key factor in your household. Because like I said before, there's a lot going on out here. And I'm telling you, it brings you to, I think it's a Bible verse that's in, I think if I'm not mistaken, in Matthew, the 10th chapter, 21st verse, if I'm not mistaken. You probably check it out. I'm only guessing at this right now. I think it is, but I just want to bring this message to you guys. I really want you all to, if you're in this situation with your children, get them at that young age and build them. Start building their character at a young age. Put everything good components in them. The yes ma'am, the yes sirs, the thank you, no thank you. Instill that at an early age. Because when they start hitting this certain age bracket and they don't have that, I know what they're going to say. And the words that I've heard young kids say come out their mouths at 9 and 10 years old, and the parent acknowledges it as being funny, dangerous. It is dangerous. When I can hear a child straight up say the words like, and I'm going to say this, guys, forgive me. Mom, look at that DITCH over there. And she laughs at it. So I'm like, that is there now. You can't. What can you do? There's nothing you can do with that right now. And try to correct that behavior. You might say, "Hey, stop." He's going to continue to do it because he heard you say it. It's now instilled in him. He's going to carry that on because you're going to continue to laugh. Then when it gets to a point, it gets very serious, and you try to lash out at him, he's going to retaliate. I promise you, he's going to retaliate. He or she, they will retaliate against you. I get it. Like I said, we have walked the shoes that our children are in. But understanding that we came through a different era, totally different era than what we are in now. Back then, your parents could just put the, how do I want to say this? My mom could backhand you in the church and ain't nobody going to say nothing to you. I promise she would. And I mean this one. Because I mean, she backhanded me one time in the church because I think my brother was talking in church and she said something. And I don't think I remember was some knuckles hitting me across my lips. And I'm telling you, all the people that saw it, they just looked like, oh, that's the norm. This is in the era that I came through. This is a totally different generation. This is not the generation that you grew up in. You got your kids in this generation. Start them off early. Continue to drive that condition them in the way you want them to be. And they'll take that on. But if you allow them to do stuff while they're young and wilding out, when they become a certain age and you try to address them, try to say, well, you can't go out with your friends tonight. They may be 14, 15, say 15 years old. I'm going anyway. What are you going to do? At that point, You have lost control because you didn't instill it in them when they was young. And I've seen it. YouTube proves my point. It has proven my point. Some of the parents are not here because the kids done something. Reversal. So all I'm saying is there's just a message that I want to put out there today. And like I said, it's called Back to Love. Thank y'all. Have a great day. Enjoy your Sunday.